And that day, I forget what cream they had, but they had a cream of something soup. And my man was just kicking back that soup, and he was listening to them. The psychologist, the brilliant psychologist, said, but he never even motioned that he and I actually met every morning when the superintendent said it. And I was just looking at the superintendent, and I would gaze over at Asa, and he'd be just kicking back on that soup. But I learned a lot from Asa. And one of the things I learned from Asa, I call it a godfather. When you learn pearls of wisdom from an elder, he said, let me tell you something. Whenever you go into a meeting and the superintendent or the one in charge isn't in the meeting, nothing's going to get done. Because if they were serious about doing it, the one in charge would be the one there to sign the papers. So ever since then, whenever I go into a meeting and the deputy superintendent is there, I know something. Just by that piece of knowledge that Asa gave me, and I came up under Asa, I came up under Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben Sharkey McIntyre. I could go through the list of scholars that I sat at their feet to learn this. And the curriculum that I developed, this is the one. This is the same one that I brought to Broward County. Same exact one. And it goes through all of the different activities. This is not just social studies. This deals with science, it deals with math, it deals with language. The four major subjects in school: math, science, language arts, social studies. And then you have art, you have gym class and things like that. This deals with the concepts of what we can begin with looking at developing for our children. We developed 2 books for children because I said it's one thing to always work, but now I want to do something for children. This one is Shabbat Stone. I was so impacted by Shabbat Stone, I wondered to myself, what would have happened if I had been exposed to this when I was a child? And I said, well, now I'm going to write a book for the children. This is very visual. I put 2 graphic artists in, and then the third one was Peru, who then took it to the next level. And this is the final revised copy of Shabbat Stone. And then for the very young children, very basic ideas of thoughts from a black light. It's a work just for children. Big print, nothing heavy in terms of thinking, drawing pictures of themselves inside of the different things. This is how you introduce the children. This is how you interest them. If we pontificate and try to bring them into the level where we are, they don't work. You got to go where they are and bring them across into where you want them to be. And you do that over a maturity level. From the very low, before they go to school, that's one thing. But once they come to school, you have early childhood, pre-K to about 2nd. Then you have elementary from 3rd to about 6th. Then you have middle, which is like 7th to about 9. Then you have high school, and then college. But you break it up into maturity levels. The problem in this system is they break it up into grades. So that you can have a kindergarten child that may not meet reading scores. At the end of kindergarten, they'll hold them back. But the thing is, they might have become a prolific reader in the 1st grade. You didn't give them a chance to develop themselves because you demanded that they do something in kindergarten when that was not when they were going to blossom. They were going to blossom in the 1st grade. So that when you're teaching, you have them in blocks from pre-K to 2. So you have certain things you want them to do between pre-K and 2 because by the age of 2, there are certain motor skills they should have. There are certain verbal skills that they should have. And if by then, when they're 7 or 8 years old, and this is carved in the walls of the Grand Lodge of Luxor, the different maturity levels of children. They broke them up into spirits and souls. You have the Ka, the Ba, the Kaba, the Anu, the Uta. So they have 7 of them. The Aku, where they built the temple according to the maturity level of the human beings. This is how deep our ancestors. And so it becomes important. We can do this, man. And when I came in to Broward County, the kickback that I received, it was hostile. And there were times that if I had entertained the thought, it could have gotten physical. Because what they saw was a nervousness. I'll give you an example. I was developing this curriculum, same curriculum I was developing in Indianapolis from 2000 and from 2010 to about 2020. I was in Indianapolis, developing the curriculum. I was doing something. I was going to do an exercise with you now. I hope you'll be able to get it on time. On the pyramids, and I was showing the math and the science of the pyramids, and how Africans had devised concepts in mathematics that we teach today in the classroom. A woman of European descent raised her hand, and she said, I'm getting a feeling that you're bringing black people all up here, and you're bringing white people down here. I'm talking about the pyramids and the math in the pyramids, but what she felt was, the Uncle Elijah Muhammad always said that the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. So therefore, the black man's heaven must be the white man's hell. So that when you perceive yourself, present yourself in any system of glory, you don't have to say anything negative about them, because in you making yourself to be majestic, you're automatically pulling them down. So that's how they built their scales. They were able to come up here because they had their meat on our neck. And so therefore, when you present yourself in any sense of glory, respect, honor, integrity, all of a sudden they get very offended. But you ain't said nothing about them. You see? And then finally, the study guide. The study guide is a piece that I put together. Dr. Clark used to always tell me, if you want to, to get yourself, on your journey, you may not reach your destination on your journey, but if you leave the proper roadmap, those that come behind you will. So the study guide is my projection of my life's divine purpose. Everything that I'd like to do, the books that I recommend, the themes that I recommend are in the study guide. You'll get a shortened version of it on my website, free. It's the most important document I ever created, because I believe that the most important thing you do in life should be, because it's the gift for your time on this planet. And so that study guide is a step-by-step method of developing and understanding the books to be used, African origins of humanity, the African presence in Asia, African presence in Europe. For those of you who might have the study guide, you know what I'm talking about. But this one is an expanded version with visuals. Now, what I'd like to do with the time that we have remaining, which is not much, about another 15 minutes, because they say we're going to be out here by 5:30. I just want to make sure